everyone, my name is Chris, and welcome to Metal Gear Solid! Metal Gear Solid is my favorite video game ever. It's my #1 favorite video game as of 2015, as of April of 2015. Who knows that might change. Played it way back in 1998 when I was 11 years old. Oh man, great memories. I've been holding this off for quite some time, but I decided I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to do a playthrough of my favorite game, and it is now going to the cutscene, which we will skip, or back to the title, whatever. Anyway, so here it is, guys, Metal Gear Solid. I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get right into it. Oh god, classic. So to give you guys an idea, I owned the original Metal Gear Solid game that came out way back in the white cover with the non-greatest hits one that came out way back in 1998. If you guys are aware, I'm sure you guys have seen my, well, if you guys haven't, I don't know. I posted, there's 2 RBD episodes that kind of give you little hints of what happened with my history of Metal Gear. The retrospectives, be damned, first episode kind of shows you what how I got into the game. It had to do with that Pizza Hut demo disc, and the second disc, or second disc. Wow, the latest episode, episode number 6, showed you guys what happened to my Metal Gear copy. It was destroyed by a old friend of mine's dad, who thought there was. I wrote the word fuck in the manual in the very back, and they thought that it was an actual word in the manual, and they're like, fuck! And they broke it, and I'm like, oh, why'd you break it? So then they replaced it with the greatest hits version, and I'm like, gee, thanks. So
what's the situation, Snake?
I've had that one. What we're playing right now is the digital version on the PlayStation 3, the one that came with Metal Gear Solid, the Legacy Collection, the big collection on PS3 that came out a few years ago. God, I don't even know where to begin. This is like doing a commentary, like a director's commentary, or like a fan commentary on your favorite movie of all time. I don't know where to begin with this game. I fucking love it. I guess I could begin there. It's, I guess, the best way I could describe why it's my favorite game of all time. I'm a huge film guy. I make my own movies. So here, look, you're playing a Snake. You start off with just your scope and some SIGs. So this will be fun. This is a new game, by the way. It did not load even though I have like 50,000 things. But look at this. You're infiltrating a base all while fucking the credits roll. This is a movie. It's fucking insane. Now, sometimes I fuck this up, even to this day. Oh yeah, I didn't do it. Alright. I always kill this guy, just so I can go through. Ooh, he gave me a ration. And then I go here. I wait for this dude. But in case you guys have never played Metal Gear Solid, which if you have not, go and play it. Jeez. It's a stealth action game, so the whole point is you're trying not to get caught by the enemy, of course. This is the first 3D game, the first in the Metal Gear Solid series. There was 2 other games before this. There was Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, both of which were released on the MSX home computer in Japan, or I think it was MSX2. I can't remember right now. I'm actually not a huge fan of those games, even though my favorite director is Kojima. Not a big fan of those games. Just, I don't know, could never get into them. This game, however, I have very much gotten into. Like I said, just fucking love it. But I'm going ahead of myself. The reason why this is my favorite video game, I'm a big film buff. I used to do 2 podcasts, Movie Talk FM and Cinema Views, both of which I think are still on iTunes, so if you guys want to check those out. I co-hosted both of those, and all we do is talk about movies. I'm a huge movie fan, love movies, can't get enough of them. I make my own movies. At this point, yeah, in April 2015, I've made 13 movies. combination of short and features. Not to say they're all good movies. I'm not saying they are. I've just said I've made 13. Some of them are god awful. Some of them I think are quite funny. Some of them are on The Sierra Happen, so check that out. But anyway, so basically, you know, big fan of movies, and this game, to me, perfectly combines movies and video games together. It has an amazing cinematic storyline. I think that has the best pacing out of all the Metal Gear games, because I know, God knows, MGS4 is just, you know, half a movie or 3/4 of a movie. Not to bust on that game. But plus the game is aware that it's a video game. They make reference, press the action button repeatedly, like, you know, stuff like that. I just love that. It fascinates me. And plus, I think the gameplay is really cool. I've always been a big fan of stealth games. I love the whole sneaking aspect. I'm not very good at it, but I love it. And so this was, you know, just the first time I ever saw a video game do that to my satisfaction, like ultimate satisfaction. And there has yet to be a game since 1998 that has surpassed that. Grand Theft Auto 5 almost did that. That's actually my second favorite game, which a lot of people look at me like, what the fuck's wrong with you when I say that? But it really is. I love that game so much as well, but this one is still tops. But I'll tell you, man, Phantom Pain, it's coming out at the time of this recording. Still hasn't came out yet. It comes out in September, but I gotta say, man, I think that might topple this. I really enjoyed Ground Zeroes for what it was, and Phantom Pain, if it's anything like it's been described, fucking damn. I think it might be the boss to end all bosses. But yeah, so just fucking love that about this game. It's the combination of it.
It's Snake.
And plus, the voice acting. I once read, it was on an online Twitch chat. There's this excellent Twitch community. Oh my god, I feel like such an asshole. I'm forgetting their names right now. They are on Twitch. One of the streamers, his name is 3Dog. One of them's United. They're an excellent group of streamers on Twitch, and all they play for the most part are Metal Gear games. And I watch them all the time. Some of the tricks you guys will see me doing in the game, I learned from them. Basically, some dude on the stream was like, you know, Metal Gear Solid is the only Metal Gear Solid game that the voice acting sounds like they're not reading a script. And it's true. It's just, I don't know, it's the most natural sounding. Maybe it's because you don't see the lips move. Maybe it's because, I don't know, there's a different translator. I think Jeremy Barstein was the translator for this game. He got Kojima's script and he translated it. But yeah, I've always felt that, yeah, man, it did have that kind of like authentic look to it, or feel, or whatever the hell it is. So maybe it's that, but I've always felt, you know, that same way. So many classic lines. Hindy, Colonel, what's a Russian gunship doing here? I can't. It's a horrible Snake voice, but I just love. I love the Snake, the Snake voice, the David Hayter. Which I know there's controversy right now with David Hayter's voice. There's some people who are like, fuck David Hayter. You hear him in Peace Walker? Fucking sucked. And then there's some people who are like, shut the fuck up, dude. I bet if he was in Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain, you wouldn't be saying that. Like, fuck you. Like, there's this big debate going on about that. I don't know. I'm to the point. Look, I like Hayter. I have never found any of his, you know, voice acting to be bad. I could understand why people thought in Peace Walker his voice was starting to suck ass. Here, I think it was the best it sounded, because it was the first time he was doing it, and you could tell he was just trying to get the voice. Even in Metal Gear Solid 2, it started kind of being a little bit weird. Yeah. This is surreal, by the way. I never thought I'd play this for YouTube. I always just kind of like, this is the game I play just to shoot the shit sometimes, since it's my favorite.
You're very frank for a trained killer.
But yeah, and even, God, when I bought this game, you know, Konami, I didn't, the only game I ever owned from them prior to this was Tiny Toon Adventures on the NES, which I'm looking at right now. It's on my gaming shelf. Yeah, this is the whole explanation. This is the one thing that later games kind of didn't really. I mean, even this game, it gets a little bit tedious after a couple of times, but I think it's the quickest tutorial section, or how they have these long-winded cutscenes. This one's probably the best one in terms of how long it is. Later on in the series, like with MGS4, it just got ridiculously long to the point where for me it wasn't fun anymore. It was just like when I do replays, and I do a fuckload of replays, it's just, oh god, shut up.
Snake, your radar isn't affected by the weather, but if you're discovered by an enemy, you won't be able to use it.
Ah, fuck.
It gets jammed easily, I'm afraid.
Yes, it's all made from
currently existing. This game takes place in 2005. Currently existing technology, codec. Oh man.
We'll be monitoring your movements by radar.
And this was like a weird time too. This was like before Star Wars came back into the... This was 1998. This was before Star Wars came out. And you know what? Fuck it. I know I mentioned it was in a Retrospectives Be Damned episode. The first episode, actually, the pilot. But I'll tell you guys my story of how I got into this. Basically, back in the day, in like 1998, Pizza had this pizza called the Big New Yorker. And for a limited time, if you bought a Big New Yorker, attached to the box was a PlayStation demo disc, because back then that's how you got your demos. It was disc 4, and for the people who are younger, you know, guys don't remember that. That's how it was, man. You would get a disc, it had pre-selected shit on there, and if you didn't like any of the demos, then you weren't going to buy those games, and you had no other real option or whatever. And so one of the games on there was Metal Gear Solid. I'm like, what the fuck is Metal Gear Solid? I'd never heard of it. And started playing the demo and just thought, and my dad was there too. And, you know, my dad and I never really play a whole lot of video games, but we were playing it, and he's like, man, this is really, look at these graphics. Because back then, this was the bee's knees. You see the steam coming out on the floor? You guys will see in a second. Oh, well, it's gone now. It was like the coolest thing in the world. Like, this game felt so alive. And
there's one sentry on the left.
so we played the demo, and I was just like fucking metaphorically jerking it. And the next day, my dad just randomly brought it home. He just bought me the game at Walmart, because I lived in a small town, and so the only store we had was Walmart. That was it. Like, it was Walmart, and you liked it. You were like, fucking Walmart! You know, that's all we had. That's what we got. You liked it. You were just like, you like it and fucking deal with it. So he went and got it for me, brought it home, and I was just like, this is awesome. And we played the game together, like, from beginning to end. I could not play unless my dad watched me. But just look at that. That was amazing back then. Steam coming out of there, like, we were like, who the fuck? Now you take that shit for granted. Or just looking at this, just look at, it's a slowdown, but just look at all that crap that's happening. Back then, people, like, oh, look at that. Anyway, so I have like this little path that I do. There's a gun you could get. I usually ignore it. It's right there in that truck on the right hand side. You can get it, but the game automatically gives you the gun when you there's a guard there. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Oh fuck, no I can't. Oh, I think I just fucked myself over. Yeah, I did. He's gonna be like, huh, whose footprints are these? Oh, maybe not. A surveillance camera?
A surveillance camera?
Oh, thank God. Now I have this little hiding thing where I go here and I do some squats for a little bit. Gotta work out your legs, dude. Never skip leg day. Never skip leg day. But just kind of chill here, do some squats, wait for this guy to pass. They have 5.56ers and pineapples. He just doesn't notice you. You're not in his line of vision. So just do squats. Just chill for a little bit. What you can do. And then, you know, the dude starts to leave and then you can make your move. That's always been my... Everyone has their own way of playing this game, and there's no wrong way. It's like eating a Reese's. But that's my personal way. I go in here. That's just the dude calling me saying, "You can fucking enter that!" It's literally all he does. He's like, you can enter that. Fucking go. And you're like, all right. So you go in through here, and now you get a call from Master Miller. Okay, so
Snake.
this guy, from day one, you listen to his voice, and he sounds exactly like Liquid Snake from the first cutscene of the game, where he's like, I'm out to hunt some bothersome flies. Like, I knew it was the same voice actor because I was familiar with that voice actor. That's Cam Clark. He did the voice of Leonardo in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and all this other stuff. So I heard that, and I'm like, dude, you're Liquid. Like, or did they get that cheap? They're just using the same voice actor. And then the instruction manual, it showed that he had a ponytail and he had blonde hair, and I'm like, that guy looks just like the main bad guy, except his hair is in a ponytail and he's wearing glasses. But I didn't think of it. I just thought, you know what, dude, maybe they're just being cheap. Maybe that's just, you know, they had to cut some cost and shit. You know, whatever, man. Who the fuck cares? And I just went with it. But guys, I want to keep playing, but we've hit the marker. So I'm gonna have to stop recording right now. I'm having so much fun. This is a blast, man. Talking about my favorite video game of all time. But if you guys liked what you saw, do click the subscribe button. Join the CR Happen Army, building an army to help me take on all these games. This one in particular, though, I don't need no helping, if you know what I mean. But still, usually I need help. I suck at games. But do join us, guys. We'll be back on Wednesday for some more Metal Gear Solid action, and then we'll be back again on Friday. And yeah, we're totally gonna beat this game. This is gonna be like one of my favorite. I've been wanting to do this for like years now. I think since I first started doing Let's Play videos, I've been wanting to do this. So it's been like 3 years at this point, so it's pretty crazy. But all right, guys, thank you so much. Take care. We'll be back later this week.